we're going to give this a few minutes and let everybody get in here before we get too excited, everybody. We are live. It is Saturday night. It's 45 degrees. And Lorelai is working herself to death while I am supervising, because that's my name. I am called supervisor or husband. If you guys didn't know, if you look up the definition of husband in the dictionary, it says supervisor of wife. So just clarifying that for everybody. But we hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. We're excited. I'm excited. Everybody's excited. A lot going on in America. We got winter storms in the north, winter storms in the south. We got ice and snow and blizzards and dogs and cats and everything that you can imagine going on in the world today. But we thank you all for being here. We're going to give it a little bit before we get too excited, but Cricket is already in the house. Oh my God, hello, I am back. Since so long, I don't see you. I know, my wife was just asking about where you were. Where you been? She was like, where's he been? What's the problem? Does he no longer...
He's eating too much tamales.
Is he eating too many tamales? Is he not paying attention to us anymore? Does he not care? You know, that's what she was saying. I'm just saying, you know, it wasn't me. So, how are you, Cricket? How are things going on in your part of the world? I feel like I'm not Cricket, but I'm crooked. Let me get my camera set up. No, it's been a busy day for us. We thought we'd do. Our house is in shambles. It's in disarray. It's a mess. But before you can have beauty and perfection, you got to have ugly. So sometimes things look a little messy, but in a day or two, it'll be back to good. Crickets has been doing really good. How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? We are very blah, 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 blah. We are very happy that both are over for us, New Year and Christmas. It just means that we're one day closer to spring and more fishing. Romeo says, hello, hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. My wife is Filipino. She, hang on. My wife is Filipino. She is indeed. Do you know much about the Philippines, Romeo? Sal McDonald, I'm in your walls. Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but okay, you're welcome to be there. Thank you all for the thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. Tell her, kumasta. Huh? I didn't hear that. I told her, she said, so, are you married to a Filipina too, my friend? Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We appreciate all of our brothers in arms joining our passion, our fight for life in the YouTube universe. So thank you there. So Cricket, Sal McDonald, what you mean in the walls? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just confused about where he's at. Maybe he doesn't understand about first dimension, second, third, or fourth dimensions, worlds. I don't know. So, not my fiance is from Korea. Okay. No, fiance is from Korea. We have a lot of Korean friends, so I grew up around Korean, so we understand that. I prefer beautiful Filipino women, but Korean women are good too, my friend, so it's okay. But yes, Lorelai is my wife, and she is from the Philippines. We've been married 39 years today. Nah, I'm lying to you. But, so how did you, Romeo, Asian persuasion? There you go. You got to like Asian women. Asian women, I know all the American women that's going to watch this, yells at me, tells me how horrible I am. But Asian women are 10 times better than American women. Let's just throw that out there. Cricket says, I got KFC chicken. Nice. Hey, Cricket, I got a test for you. Do you know what KFC stands for? Just asking, because a lot of people your age do not know what KFC stands for. Just asking, my friend. So, Romeo, what part of the world are you? Are you in Korea now? Are you in the United States? I went to the university in Korea and met a girl there, and now we both live in Italy. Sweet, because I'm originally from Italy. All right, well that kind of makes sense. That's good. You can't go wrong. I'm just telling you. Asian women, and you since you've lived in Korea, you went to school there, But it's great to have you on board, and thank you for subscribing and giving us a thumbs up. Cricket says, right. Right about what, Cricket? Right that I'm handsome and charming?
Somebody go with it already.
Ahmad says, Kentucky fries chicken? No, that's not quite right. You're close, but not quite right, my friend. But thank you for being here, Ahmed. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, I was in Korea for 4 years. Nice. So would you ever go back to Korea to live, Romeo? Amber's Corner is back in the house. Thank you for their fried chicken. There you go. Not fries, but fried chicken. Can you tell me what state Kentucky fried chicken came from in America? Amber says hello. Amboy says hello to my beautiful wife. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up and the subscribing to the channel, everybody. We appreciate you guys. Air quality there wasn't good. Yeah, industrial, right? I know if you got out in the countryside, you could get better air quality, but the cities. So I wouldn't live there, but I'm sure she's probably going to be happy living in Italy, right? Also, I have bad memories from being stressed studying there. Oh, you're funny, Romeo. I taught college for 25 years, so I have bad memories about teaching students every day. Kentucky is the state. There you go. Excellent. I am so proud of you guys tonight. Bonus question about Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then we'll give up Kentucky Fried Chicken. Do you know how much? Oh, two bonus questions. Who was the inventor of Kentucky Fried Chicken? Do you know the name of the person? Second question, do you know how much he sold the company for when he sold it? Romeo, I live in Geneva, Italy, and it has less industrialization, and we even have old buildings. Well, we're going to come visit you. I taught at a community college here in the United States, and I am retired, so I don't teach anymore. Cricket says, a man? Oh, come on. Colonel Sanders, Romeo says, that's right. Colonel Sanders. Was he a real colonel, or was that all made up? Can you give us clues? I did. I asked you which state was Kentucky Fried Chicken founded in, and they got it right. It was in Kentucky. But the real question, because right now Kentucky Fried Chicken is $1 billion business, right? But how much money do you think Colonel Sanders sold his business for when he sold it? Wait, what was the question? So you'd be one of those students in my class that I'd have to go, all right, class, everybody catch Cricket up. No. The question is now, how much did Colonel Sanders, who created KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, based out of Kentucky in the United States, sell his company for? Cricket says 1 billion. Nope. I taught industrial and construction, health and safety, along with government regulations. So just think about like OSHA, keeping people from dying on the job site. That's what I do. So Cricket is going down low, $1. No, sir. Romeo says 20 million, 200 million. Nope, $2. Come on, Cricket, $3. You're going to be here a long time. He sold his company for $1 million USD. $1 million. And within 10 years, it was worth over 100 million. And now it's worth, part of $1 billion operation. $1 million is what he got. That's what he sold his business for. And he sold it like at the age of 78, when he was 78. Cheap. Very cheap. Very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. So, Romeo, let me know what's the one thing that my Filipino wife should know about Italy? For you, no, I house speak. That's all right. You probably can't even buy a house in Colorado. No, not, no, no, no. Home prices are very expensive where we live, but California and New York are definitely expensive. The sad thing is people are fleeing those states like crazy because nobody wants to live there. Nobody can afford to live there. She should know about the Roman Empire. Well, I think she knows that, but something that not everybody would know. Something that a Filipina, maybe food related or something an Asian woman would find, oh, that's really good to know about Italy. Oh, I didn't know they had. I didn't know I could get certain, something an Asian person would go, cool. I was saying, if you know, is how Speed is a YouTuber. Okay. I'm not familiar with that channel, but he loves KFC chicken. Well, and do you know what is special about KFC chicken? Do you know how they cook it? This is the thing a lot of people don't know, but why it is always so super juicy inside? There's a secret that they do that most outsiders don't know. I just happened to went to high school with a buddy that was a KFC manager, so he showed me the secret. Volcano that destroyed Pompel is still okay. Kind of like in the Philippines, you got a lot of active volcanoes. Philippines has some too. I don't know if Korea does. Korea have active? I'm sure they do. What is the secret? They pressure fry the chicken. So you know how you fry chicken and you just put it in a basket and you deep fry it? No. They have these pressurized oil fryers. So it goes into a deep vat and pressure's added to it and it makes the oil inject itself into the chicken. That's why it's so moist, because it's being pressured into the chicken to fry it a lot quicker for one, but gives you juicier chicken. There's a town called Caladera here. That's the wine fountain, and you can drink from it for free. No shit. Wow. Is it good wine? I mean, who's providing the wine? I don't understand that one. I mean, how would you do that? What about the kids? Is it legal for the babies to come and drink the wine for free? I mean, in America, you got to be 21 to drink. In Italy, white wine, all right. Yeah, because red wine would be kind of a strange color of a water fountain, right? So, Raleigh plays. How are you? Why do you cut your hair? Why do you cut your hair? Are you having a problem with your hair today? Or why did I cut my hair? I haven't cut my hair in a long time. So HDN is in the house. I cut my hair because I want to. That's why. Why do you cut yours? I didn't cut it. It's the same as it's been. Riley, same as it's been. But I'll probably cut it in a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I don't know, maybe 5 weeks. I don't know. HTN is in the house saying hello, everybody. Everybody say hello to HTN. The local winery provides the wine with donations. Okay, all right. HTN says he doesn't cut his hair. That's okay, as long as you wash your hair. It doesn't matter if you cut it or not. Hey, HTN from Cricket Riley says, oh, see, you thought I cut it and I didn't, right? Maybe I just looked more handsome today. Can anybody finish the lyrics? No. I don't. So are you making a reference to a song? I don't know that song. Drinking age in Italy is not enforced. Well, it is in America. The world was ending. I'm going to be next to you. Okay. If that's what you wish to do, that's fine with me. I am handsome. Cricket says, well, we believe you. Yep, I want to see if someone can no, I don't think nobody knows the song. And what you ought to do when you come on a live stream and you want somebody to guess the lyrics, you ought to say, hey, I want to see if anybody can guess the following lyrics after this about a song. So you got to give more information. Otherwise, people don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? So you got to say, hey, I'm going to give you a song lyric. Can anybody tell me the rest of it? Otherwise, nobody knows what you're talking about. So you got to get everybody on the same page. I ordered beer here at 14 when I was younger. Nice. Cricket said, see, that was a song. Hell, who knew that? The world was ending. Ah, okay, Riley says, yeah. So you can't just, it doesn't make any sense to just jump in and go, four scores and 7 years ago. Can anybody finish the speech? Well, what in the hell? Well, it doesn't make any sense. Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga. All right. I don't follow either one of those, to be honest. No, we're in the United States right now. We've been in the United States for a few years now. Well, Romeo, not really, because she doesn't really she likes pork adobo. And, but I'm not a huge adobo fan myself. So she makes it, but she can make chicken adobo, but we just don't eat chicken adobo. She likes the pork better. So when we make adobo, we're making pork adobo, is what we're doing. So thank you all. We got 17 people still watching. We need some more thumbs up and shouts outs and chats. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. What's a fact about the Philippines that I would not know? Well, that's a tough one because I don't know what you know or you don't know, but we can try. Let's see, Lorelai, you got a fact? I'm asking my wife.
Years that the Spaniards colonized.
How many years, my wife is suggesting, to see if you know how many years the Spaniards colonized the Philippines. When Americans like myself, when Americans like myself, when we say finish the lyrics, that means carry on the song. Well, it does to you, but not to me. I'm an American. It does, but you need, if you want me to carry on a lyric, you need to tell me that, hey, I'm going to throw out, I want to talk about a song, I'm going to give you a lyric, and I want to see if anybody else knows what it is. Otherwise we don't know what you're talking about. We just think you're talking about weird things. So you got to get more to it. Because you're not the only, there's a lot of Americans on here, but we have people from all over the world here. Romeo, I know it's over 250 years, he says. Daniel Spencer's in the house, maybe 15,000. The 15, no, but not for sure about the number. Craig says 4, huh?
The answer is
333?
shut up. You already told the answer.
485 says Craig. No, he didn't.
It is.
I know, I'm just saying. Because it ended in 1898. Craig says 485. No? Craig, my wife says you're wrong, and shame on you because you're married to a Filipina.
That's the one I told you, but he was.
I get it. They didn't hear it. Raleigh plays, I'll be back. All right, Raleigh. Well, you go figure some things out and come back.
You Google it first.
Soul Soother Diana says, hello, everyone.
Let's Google it, right?
Yeah, somebody's Googling it.
Cheater.
Someone Googled it. Well, my wife is sitting next to me over here on the couch, and she knows because she had it studied in history. So, Craig should just ask his wife. Diana, everybody say hello to Soul Soother Diana for us, please. Someone Google it. Cricket says hello to everybody. Thank you.
Talking about the one guy who went out and beat up Riley.
Yeah, probably went out to go Google what I was talking about. I got a puppy!
Yeah, what kind?
What kind of puppy? Show us. Well, you can't show us a picture. Send us a picture, Diana. Hey, Diana from HTN Romeo. I was half right. I said 250 plus. The answer was 333
Years.
years, not days. Yeah, that would help a lot. That wouldn't. That would help a lot. I know, Craig. I know. So Diana got a new puppy. Tell everybody what kind of puppy you got. We got some good news about ours that I'm going to tell everybody. We got some good news, we think, about our puppies, our doggies. So I'm very happy and excited about that.
She's barking now.
So Daisy, Daniel Spencer's colonization began in 1565. Romeo, do Filipinos speak Spanish too, or is it not
Yeah.
popular anymore?
Yep, some of the island that really speak Spanish, but some are mixed.
The wife says yes in some areas and no in others, and also it's still influenced.
Darren, kumusta amigo?
Oh my God.
Kumusta amigo?
Kumasta,
Amigo.
amigo. Kumasta, amigo. Ah.
Why are you doing that accent? It's not like, how are you, my friend? Oh my God.
There's Diana's puppy.
Oh, it's so cute. Show in the camera.
Diana, can I show your puppy? I showed it to Lorelai. Do Philip? Yeah. But Spanish isn't heavily influenced. My wife has Spanish blood. Woo! Woo!
Yep, I'm a half.
Man, she gets fiery. Of course, Diana says, all right, just wanted to ask permission. You guys want to see Diana's new puppy? We got to celebrate doggies in this house. There you go.
Oh, really a puppy. That's a cute
Aww.
eyeball.
Aww. Everybody go, aww.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, my day nearly jealous. Look at the one. My little baby.
Oh my God. Let me get caught up. All right. Of course. All right. Everything's so cute. Romeo says, looks exactly like my dog. Nice. Are your dogs Italian dogs?
Tell her that when you bring your dog in the Philippines, they don't understand. They
Yeah.
don't argue any dog.
And why I kind of laugh and joke about that is we took our dogs to the Philippines to live with us. And when they got there, they didn't understand what the Filipino dogs were barking.
So they don't even care.
They're just like, I don't get their bark language. I have no clue. And you could tell they were looking like, what in the hell are these dogs trying to say? Why can't they speak English? You
You
know.
know, when a dog barks, the other one dog barks. But
Right.
if it's very...
Diana says, Shadow. Oh, I thought you were going to name it after me. I think everybody ought to name everything after me. You could call it Pac, P-A-C. You know, come here, Pac. Here, Pac. Let me rub your belly, Pac. But Shadow's a good name for dogs with black hair. Cricket says, hey, I got to tell you something. All right, lay it on to you.
You get a dog.
All right, Romeo, here's how we do this, because I get asked this a lot. Believe it or not, I don't know why everybody's so interested in how old I am. I get that, you know, people might be interested in other things, but, so here's the question. How old do I look? Huh?
It's a sequence.
It's a sequence? Sequenta? It's sequenta something, she says, annual. Annuals? I don't think he's not saying he speaks Spanish, so he may not understand what I'm
He's an
talking about.
Italian guy.
Yeah, but Spanish isn't Italian. Romeo, he is 38 years old, I think. Romeo says 45. We're gonna go with your. I tell you what, since Cricket's a good young person, and Romeo, you're a smart person because you're gonna marry an Asian chick from Korea, and you went to college in Korea. We're gonna split the difference and say I am 41 years old. That's what we're gonna do tonight. Because tomorrow night I may be 43 or 38, or it just depends on what day of the week it is. Oh my, Diana likes that. So Diana, you're excited about your puppy, right? Shadow. Only the shadow knows. We got good news about Daisy. We hope and we think. You know, our dog Daisy has heart failure. And Cricket, I thought you were going to tell us a story or something. Are you Doctor Who traveling through time? Yeah, I can. Yeah, why not? You know, that's the good thing about being on YouTube. You can be anything you want to be. Today I'm going to be, what did we say, 41? But good news about our dog Daisy who has heart failure. You know, we've been on deathbed watch with her off and on for the last month. She's been stressing us out. We've gone to the vet with her many times. She's on all kinds of heart meds. So we go back to the vet yesterday and say, look, she's still not doing well. And I need to know, is she dying or not? Because here we are every other day thinking she's going to die. And the vet, and we talk, and he works, and he's like, no, I don't think she's going to die. We discover between talking and doing more tests that it appears that Daisy has a infection of some kind that's causing her all the weird problems she's been having. And so he's like, no, I don't think she's going to be dying from that. Eventually her heart disease will cause her to die, of course. But so the vet said, no, I don't think she's dying. So we've given her some really strong antibiotics, and it's only been a day, and she's already showing great improvement. So we're really hoping her heart is stable, that if we can keep these antibiotics on her and that, you know, clears up that infection, that maybe she can live a lot longer. Because I'm telling you, we've been on deathbed watch for days and weeks now. So, Cricket says, I said, Joe, Jay, a smart person. So, thank you for acknowledging that I'm a smart person. Says 75. 75 what? Would you like to donate $75 to our PayPal account? You are welcome to do that. Thank you for subscribing. We're gonna be doing a school supply fundraiser for the Philippines this spring. So we are taking donations for that. We're gonna try to buy school supplies for about 100 kids in the Philippines. With Diana's help and Dennis's help and a bunch of our other subscribers and followers and friends, for New Year's, we were able to give away 350 pounds of rice throughout the Philippines. So we're very, very happy about that. So our next big project is school supplies for families that have a difficult time in the Philippines buying school supplies. Because there's a lot of groups, a lot of families in the Philippines that when they got to buy school supplies, that means they can't buy food for a week. And so we're going to try to take some of that burden off so they can still feed themselves for a week. Diana says, that's great news about Daisy. Yeah, man, we're excited. She's already feeling so much better. You can just see it. I mean, so we're really excited, Diana, to be honest. Because I'm telling you, we've been on deathbed watch, years old, 75 years old. You're 75? Well, thank you for coming in. You're not the oldest one of my subscribers at 75, but you're pushing it. You're up there with some of the older. We have a few that are in their 80s, but you would be well in that top tier. So be right back. Enter says, okay, HDN. I'm guessing the age. Oh, the age. All right. Our dog's not 75. Our dog's 8 years old. Dogs only live to be up to 15 to 16 years. Oh, my age. Well, we already told you my age. I'm 41. 41. Craig just dropped his link. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you go and check out Craig's channel. He has a great channel. He's our good friend from the land down under, the land of many, many kangaroos. Hey, there's the Bible, blah, 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 blah. This is our good friend from Alabama. He's going to be our new neighbor, Lorelei. The Big White Horse. The title of the stream sounds interesting. Yeah, we had our first Karen and Darren run-in at Walmart for the year. So we thought we'd talk about that a little bit, for fun. We don't take it too personal and serious, but we've already had our very first Karen and Darren of 2025 at Walmart. And I thought Lorelai was going to have to lay the smack down on both of them. So, but Horse, how are you, my friend? How's things in Alabama? You know, what in the world's going on in your world? We appreciate you joining us and checking us out. And of course, we're sharing out the good news that our dog is not dying right away. So we're very happy about that. And of course, we're always sharing the news about our next fundraiser venture for the Philippines. He's married to a Filipina, is what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he speaks multiple languages. He's a real smart guy. I got a question. Can you see my comment? No. Where's your question? Okay, Cricket, I'm going to pay real close attention. I got a question. Can you see my comment? The only comment I see is where you made some kind of face or something. I didn't see you post anything else. Cricket, all I got from you is I said, then a little bit later, you're putting like a weird face, and then you're asking me if I can see your comments. So did I miss something, Cricket? If I did, do it again. I'm good.
Question?
What?
Diana, you skip Diana.
Did I skip Diana? Where?
So I have a question.
Was that Diana?
Yeah, so
Oh, Diana has a question. Oh, Cricket's it. It's like, I got a question. All right. All right. Man, I'm getting confused. So Cricket says, I got a question. Can you see my comment? Yes. Diana, sorry I missed. So I have a question. All right, lay it into me, Diana. Lay the question on me. Sorry. Horace says, I'm good getting ready for 12 inches of snow in northern Alabama. You're a funny man. It's going to miss us. It's going to go to the north of us and going to go south of us. It's going to hit Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and Missouri, and everybody else, but it's going to leave us alone in our great state. So, great thumbnail. She's annoying the F out of me. I know. So, Diana, lay the question on me. You're in Dayton? I thought you were in Alabama. You're not in Alabama? Man, I swore you were in Alabama. I thought you and I talked about Alabama. I am so sorry if I got your... All right. I got you so confused with somebody else that has a very similar worded channel. I'm going to have to go back to my notes. I believe you. If you say you're in Ohio, I believe you, my friend. Sorry. All right. You're in Dayton, Ohio. So, yes, you're going to get a lot of snow. Forgive my ignorance on the subject of water in the Philippines. That's all right. You know, there's no dumb question. There's only dumb answers that come from me, but there's no dumb questions. What's your question? And you don't have, my channel. You guys are welcome to ask anything. Ohio, Ohio. Are they even in the playoffs anymore, or did they get kicked out of the playoffs? So what about the water in the Philippines? Cricket, yes, I saw your comment this time. Do they have trouble with bad water? Yes. And it's a complicated topic because, one, it's a whole bunch of islands. So they do have fresh water, right? But it's not,
the closer to the ocean, really like by the ocean, has rusted.
Right. So there's several problems. Yes, there is not the unlimited amount of water like we have in the U.S. Two, the infrastructure for plumbing is not like the U.S. at all. Three, a lot of places in the Philippines, homes have what they call water storage tanks. And so you got to pump water when it's plentiful up into your tank and store it so that you have it to use.
Not in the city.
That's in the city. So, and if you're really close, within 20 miles of the coastline, there's usually a lot of sediment and rust in the water, even the fresh water. So yes, they have a lot of different problems. So bottled water is very common in the Philippines, jugged water. Cricket's asking, okay, Cricket, if, I see your 3 question marks, so I'm seeing what you're saying. Craig, the big white horse checked you out in time. Cheers, thank you. So he's going to be checking you out, Craig. So thank you for that. I'm glad he did. One of the things that we can do and offer all of you guys is to get to know each other. Subscribe, write to the channels, like our channels, help each other out, support,
And avoid the Karen.
and avoid the Karen and Darrens at Walmart. So Diane, I hope that answered your question. Okay, so I was checking out those straws that you could put in a creek and only drink good parts of the water. Oh, I got you, the filtration straws. They have, what we do in the Philippines a lot is you don't drink water out of the tap. Even the Filipinos don't drink the water out of the tap because they don't have the infrastructure for water treatment plants like we have. But they have filtration systems where you go and get bottled water, big jugs,
Like
and
10 gallons, 5 gallons.
yeah, where you get those big water jugs and you bring them to your house and there's a delivery service. But keep in mind, a 5-gallon jug of purified water in the Philippines is only going to run you $1 or less. Craig Parrish, no problem from the big white horse. John is in the house. Hello, John. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Cricket, what are you trying to ask me?
Because you're not sending any comment.
I keep seeing your comment, but you're not, you just keep asking me, did you see my comment? Yes, I've seen your comment. No, I did not skip your comment.
Making sure that you hit send.
So Cricket, if you got a comment, just send me, repeat it. If you think I missed something, repeat it. I like your video. Thank you. Thank you for that. We appreciate that, John. We appreciate you for liking us, for liking our videos. We encourage all of you go to watch all of our great videos. So, so the straws would be a good idea in the Philippines. I don't know, because
They buy those in China. Those you put in a faucet.
yeah,
Remember those round ones?
yeah, because what they do is they put them on. I guess it would be. It wouldn't be a bad thing. Let me get. Where did Diana go? I want to clean up Diana or talk to Diana.
Straws will be a good idea.
Help me out, Laura. Where am I at?
Just tell me, so the straws would be a good idea?
Okay, the straws are a good idea, but they also have the filtration devices you put on every sink that helps to take out contaminants. So yes, it would be a good idea.
Cricket said there.
There,
Said
okay.
I don't
Craig,
see it.
lunch break and cricket time here. Close game. Going to play some cricket. John says, how do I see more videos like this? You just hit the alert bell. So when you subscribe to our channel, remember everybody, when you subscribe to anybody's YouTube channel, not just mine, go and watch a video for at least 2 minutes, leave a comment, give a thumbs up, then subscribe to the channel and hit the alert bell for notifications, okay? So that's all you can do. I can't figure out how to navigate the YouTube app. We'll just keep working at it. You're doing good. You're here. You're dropping chats. But that's all you got to do. You'll see subscribe. Vero, hey man, you remember me? Yes, I remember. Henry says, HTN says, I am back. Yes, Cricket, we can see it now. I was checking them out on Temu. Now, I wouldn't buy them from Temu. They have the kits on, right. And we have those in the Philippines. You buy those. You screw them on
Insert it.
and put it on the faucet so it helps to clean up the water. But we still didn't drink the water out of the tab. You drink the purified water.
Yeah.
Because it may not take out everything. Because depending on where you're at in the Philippines, you could have broken lines easily and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a cool thing. Cricket, I did not skip your comment again. You're starting to irritate me. Okay, I see the subscribe button. I'll subscribe to your channel. Thank you. And then hit that alert bell, and that will send you notifications when we go live. So, John, we appreciate you being here. Okay, it was just, no, I think it's good, but they just don't drink a lot of tap water in the Philippines. They drink a lot of mineral water in the Philippines. And they drink a whole lot more water in the Philippines than we do in America. HDN says, just get a distillery. Well, that's what I'm talking about. The distilleries is where they package the water. So when you go to refill your jugs, you take it to a distillery, a facility that is set up by a local business where they purify the water. They refill your bottles and you bring them. They can even deliver them off at a small charge for you. So that's how we would do it. You might go through 1 to 10 different bottles a week, just depending, or more. So, but that's how it works. Water for bathing, beers for drinking, Craig says. John is asking, how old are you? I'm 87 this year, 2025. Congratulations on making it 87. I think we decided I am 41. We see you, Cricket customer. All of your comments, thank you. Big White Horse, thank you for that. I don't know how many more times I can tell him. So I don't know if he's having a bad mental health day or what's going on with him. But so that's how you do water there, but nobody drinks the water from the water treatment plants. Henry, didn't you help get something set up in the mountains for buy? Oh, I think Henry just donated some money to her. And it's kind of like the rice thing that we did, how you helped us provide rice. I think that's something that Bai was trying to do. A lot of YouTubers do it. A lot of people that live in the Philippines do it. It's a common thing, and we do it, of course, as you saw. Another 12, I reckon. Craig's okay. Customer says, oh my God. Yep, for the kids. That's right.
I really don't know where's the bag.
Well, I don't know, but we have it somewhere. Gotcha. So yeah, it's yes, yeah. So it was good, Diana. Thank you for helping us. We bought 350 pounds of rice and gave it out to different locations, and we know other groups that do it too. And we usually do it privately, but this year it kind of got bigger. The Big White Horse says, Chris, the customers, I get skipped every now and then as well. Don't worry. Thank you, White Horse. Thank you. Because sometimes you got to keep up with things, and I'm old. Are you single? Am I single? I am not, smart person. I am married to I married the most beautiful Filipina to ever come out of the Philippines. So now there's only girls that are not as pretty as her left in the Philippines. Just telling you. Still working on it, but the kids will enjoy everything. Yep. The key is when you help groups out in the Philippines, or you help individuals or YouTubers out, you got to be able to trust what they're going to do. Okay, that's smart. If you're looking for the most beautiful one, don't waste your time because she's already here. But there's still a lot of beautiful ones there. And for our friend in Korea, or from Korea, I went to college in Korea. Yeah, I didn't get to watch Rice getting out. I was sick. I know you were. We had a good time doing it. And most beautiful, Craig says he got the first one. Craig, that's not very nice. You got it? I didn't know there was 300 kids in the Philippines. Well, there's a lot more than that. Is House Speed channel? I know are you trying to tell us about somebody's channel? I'll find a Malayan chick. Okay. Lincoln is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Henry says, so he's still helping out the people in the Philippines, is what he's trying to say, I think. So that's good. They can use all the help they can get. The Philippine people, and just he's doing just the mountains. We did the rural area and we did the city, because a lot of the kids in the city are just as, to be honest, from living there, knowing this, I think the city kids have it harder a lot of times than the country kids, or what they call the province, because there's more natural resources in the province or the country versus the city. You got to buy everything you need in the city. If you live out in the country, you can grow food, raise chickens, and all of those things. You can help yourself. It's funny, Cricket says, nice. Henry is a good man. He is a good man. And Henry, it's important that we all try to be a good man. I agree with you there. What? Put it in the bag in the box. Oh, then just put it in the box, put the bag over it. It's important for us all to be good people, right? Rule is usually more hands-on. It is. But they're also more, and I'm sure you agree with this, they're more self-reliant. When we live in cities, we get in the habit of needing help because that's it. We can't do for ourselves. When we live out in the rural areas of the world, we're usually more self-sufficient because one, we have to do for ourselves, but we also have a lot of natural resources that you don't have in a concrete jungle. So, my house, land, cars, and school fees, medicine, funerals, etc. never end. I know, man. Houses, land, cars, school fees, medicine, funerals, etc. never end. Never end. Cricket's asking if we want to hear a joke. Sure, Cricket, give us a joke. And that's part of what we focus on is we know that we were really good. We got to get rid of some rice in the rural areas in the mountain region. We got most of it in the cities. The people were vetted. When we do the school supply drive, we're doing the same thing. We're looking at families that when they buy their school supplies, it hurts their pocketbook, that it can negatively affect them, but they got to send their kids to school in hopes of the children getting a better future, right? And so, but when it puts a financial burden on them, we're trying to alleviate that as one of our things. So we're going to do rice at New Year, school supplies, rice, school supplies, rice, school supplies. Cricket is saying, so did you know that you can only have 2 minutes to live, but each time your breath, you breathe, it restarts? What? So did you know that you can only have 2 minutes to live, but each time you breathe, it restarts? Oh, that's supposed to be a joke. Okay, I hear you. Okay. Not a funny one, Cricket. Hate to tell you. You can do better. Not really a funny joke. It's more of one of those things I might go, oh, makes you think. But it's really not a joke, I don't think. Life is like a twisted roller coaster. It is. It is indeed. Yep. Henry says, I also help Tippet's Cheese niece with her school supplies. Yes. Yep. There's a lot of foreigners that send a lot of money to the Philippines to help the Philippines out. Just ask Craig. And for a lot of us who are married to them, we spend a lot of effort in doing it, and we're happy to do it. The good thing is, what I want everybody to understand is, we are truly the blessed ones because we have the ability to do it. We have the ability to do it. And when I did fundraising at the college for our local groups, I would tell people the greatest gift that you could ever receive is the gift of being able to give to somebody else. And that's how we look at it. We are poor people, but we are blessed enough that we can share our resources with others, not only in our own region of America, which we do, but also in the Philippines. So we're very happy about that. So I think it's great for anybody who can help, who's willing with a clean heart. And I'll say this because there's some other things I was going to talk about tonight too. But I think you got to have a clean heart. You got to be in that situation where you don't want anything for it. You're not fundraising so that you get to keep 50% of it for yourself. You're not doing it so that you can go and thump your chest and tell everybody how great of a human you are. When you do something with a good heart, a clean heart, then every little bit helps and counts that much more. So we talk about it here because we want to encourage you guys to do the same, not only for the Philippines, but anywhere you feel privileged. If you live in Dayton, Ohio, and you want to do something in your community, that's great. If you live in Alabama and you want to do something in your community, that's what you should do. Craig says, helps clear the guilt of 14 years of explosion. God. You think it helps to clear any guilt? I don't know, Craig. The exploitation? Because, yeah, maybe. So do you think, I think that's a good question. Craig, do you think the people of the Philippines feel like they're being exploited in any way, shape, or form? I know my wife feels it because she's doing all of the housework, getting all the Christmas decorations down, and I'm talking to you guys. See here. Everybody say hello to Lorelai. Hi, Lorelai. So she's being exploited right now. Well, I think what it does, and I think you got a point, I think it helps us feel good about ourselves. Because one thing about humans is we like to feel good about ourselves. We like to be able to go, look at us. Man, I am big man on the house. Volunteering nourishes the spirit. It does, right? So when you have that ability to give, for most people, it makes you appreciative of what you have. So when you give with a clean heart, then you're right. It nourishes the spirit, motivates yourself. Because, we got motivated this year. No awards or rewards needed. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I am just thankful that we've had so many people give us money so that we could transfer it to the Philippines. And we've been very happy about that. And one of the reasons I like talking about this is because there's so many of you guys that follow our channel that has helped us with this, that I'm still amazed that you guys have done so much. I really am. And I know none of you want to be recognized for it. And I've had people say, please don't mention my name on the streams. I'm giving you money for the Philippines. Just don't tell anybody. But it's very impressive that so many people want to help. Rex in the house. Hello, Rex Guy 1500. How are you? Thank you for being here. How are you tonight? Thank you for the thumbs up. The males, especially in relationship to Western men and their women. Yeah, I would think so. I feel exploited, Diana says to HTN, dang, phone died. The other one. The other phone died. Well, I know you have a car, so here's a suggestion I can have for you, Diana. Get some jumper cables. Hook it up to the battery of your car, turn your car on, take your phone, put the battery cables to it, and go try to give it a jolt. Small things help, even teaching them how to lift appropriately. Thank you for that. As an old safety instructor, I appreciate that. As I spent many years teaching people how to lift safely and use a ladder correctly. So I appreciate that. You're so funny. Well, I'm just trying to help, I'm just trying to be a good friend and help, it's, it wouldn't be on me to do it myself. I'd consider doing it. But small things help. Teaching people how to, look, teaching people how to, I'm really big on this, and you guys all know this. The best thing we can do is not give a hand out, but a hand up. And we've been lucky enough to help people who have taken our hand up and ran with it. And then we've gotten other people who said, oh no, I want a hand up. And we've given them a hand up and it turned out to be a hand out. So we've been on both sides of that coin. But even if you get 3 wrong and you get 1 right, the thing is you got 1 right. You helped 1 person out that took it and ran with it, and they're doing better than ever in life. They've learned how to read, they learned how to feed themselves, they learned this, they've learned that. They've got a new job, they're doing well in life. It makes it worth all the people that hustled you, lied to you, that are full of crap, that you've tried to help and nurture under false pretenses. Helping hand, Craig. Well, Craig, you're funny. A helping hand is always enjoyable. It is if it's your, Craig, you're going to get me in trouble. Craig, you're a troublemaker. By the way, it took me essentially then 5 minutes to change the battery in my key fob, just saying. That's great. I'm glad you learned from my video. See? I taught you how to do that. I feel so privileged and honored now. That is great. Keep Bob reached out to me. The Keep Bob channel guy of YouTube, Keep Bob, in his channel. Rob, not Bob, Rob, R-O-B, not B-O-B. He reached out to me and told me how great my video was and how much he enjoyed it. So I'm glad I was able to share that with you, Diana. See? See, Lorelai? Diana has benefited from us. See? And Henry knows, yeah, you watch David's live stream and there you go. Now you know how to do it. Well, I took forever. Well, I did not. It took 12 minutes. It wasn't technically forever. Big eye, hey, laughing at Diana. So, but yeah, I think it's great. What? House? What? Can't see. What is it?
Tim.
Tim's in the house? Tim's in the house. Thank you for being here, Tim. How are things in the Philippines? I hope you're having a nice bombing day at 105 degrees. It was only like 82 yesterday. He was all happy about how cool it was. So I hope it's 105 degrees there.
You snickering my dog,
Yeah, but if you edit out all the times Lorelai interrupted me and all of that, it would have took me actually about 38 seconds. Because Keep Bob Rob said I did a good job. And he has 55,000 subscribers and over 200 million views on his channel. So I'm just saying, if Keep Rob, if I'm an inspiration to him, then I'm an inspiration to everybody. It still takes me about a minute to change the battery. That's good. I've never had to change a battery until I did Lorelai's.
Yeah, your watch broken.
My 20,
Telling your time is broken.
Henry's time is broken.
Yeah.
His watch is broken.
Is it about a minute?
About a minute.
That's a bullshit.
Because his watch is broken. Yes.
That's a bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what's a minute? 60 seconds.
Yeah, I know. But they got to feel good about themselves, so it's okay. I can change a watch battery in about 5 minutes. I got all the tools. I'm really careful about not scratching them up and tearing them up. One thing I believe, because I gave some watches out for Christmas this year to some friends, not brand new friends, but some really nice watches to my friends that I ordered, and one of them I've actually had for a while. And when I gave them the other day,
Oppo can change in 3 seconds.
I had to put a new battery in. It took me about 5 minutes to put a new battery in his watch.
Yeah, but Daisy can change it in 3 seconds.
My dog can change anything in 3 seconds. It's about 82 degrees here. But I tell you, if you didn't have the right tools, you would never be able to change a watch battery on good watches. Now, all these cheap, crappy dollar watches you get at Walmart, you can do in a heartbeat. But I'm talking about real watches.
Respectable man.
Huh?
I said not on the top.
Not on the top? Yes. And then Lorelai wanted to know if my dress was going to be respectable length. Well, did she?
Telling you the top is not.
What?
Someone missed on the top. There's a lace that you put on the top, Diana.
Ah.
Show her.
So I don't know, that was it. So I think it was. I don't know. Well, Tim, we're getting ready to get a bunch of snow, ice in this part of the world. Not my part of the world, but America, Canada, Mexico, Chinese. I mean, we're getting bad weather here. So,
By the way, where did you put the when I told you to move? Is on my office?
yes, all of it's in your office. I think my outfit for are you talking about the Christmas party, right?
Yeah.
If we would have had a Christmas costume contest, I would have won because I looked the best for Christmas. Just saying.
Oh my goodness.
Tim says, I've never had a good watch. I couldn't wear a watch because of my jobs I had. Nice. Well, one thing to keep in mind, and I know there's an old additive, that whether it's a $10 watch or a $2,000 watch, all a watch does is tell time, right? But there's something to be said when you have a piece of art, a piece of quality that's going to last the test of times. And so I don't mind cheap watches. I mean, anybody can, I mean, and if you work a job where you, and I never wore one when I was doing my job because I would constantly be exposed to chemicals, hazards, and so I never wore a watch. But watches are nice to have. They're an accessory piece for a true gentleman has a nice watch, you know. But you can have multiple watches. Since you're retired, there's no need for a watch? Absolutely. You're retired. You don't got to worry about time. Plus, these days, all you got to do is pick up your phone.
No, you need to do the watch because you're gonna take your medicine.
Oh, Tim, did you hear that? Lorelai says retired people need a watch because they got to take their medicine on time. So they got to know what time it is to take their old people medicine. Man, that's not very nice, Lorelai.
Well, you're gonna skip your medicine.
Man, these young people. Diana says, no. Lorelai wanted to know if it was going to be a respectable length. Did you see some of the dresses worn at the party? Lorelai knows how to be funny as well. Why, was somebody wearing a short dress or something at the party?
I guess so.
I don't know. I didn't wear a dress, so it wasn't me.
No, I was thinking that she must be wearing a sexy one. That's why I asked.
Retired people need sugar mamas, all right, or sugar daddies. I can set my phone to tell me when to take my medicine. That's right. Or the girlfriend can just call you, Tim, and say, hey, did you take your medicine? And I know you're old and forgetful, but did you take your medicine today, Tim? Here's a funny joke. Oh my God. I helped build cars for Mercedes, Chrysler, GM. None of that work is more enjoyable than picking up trash around the neighborhood. And yes, I agree with that. And doing small things that nobody else wants to do. Love you, Lorelai from Diana. I agree. I was going to tell you a funny joke, but I'll say this and add to that. A good person will scrub toilets. A good leader will scrub toilets. You know, it's one thing I taught in my career when I went to corporations and did private consulting work, and I taught all of my students and my workers and everybody that ever worked under me was there's no job that I'm going to ask you to do that I won't do myself, period. I'm out of medicine until tomorrow. Well, see, Tim, we knew that. Did you guys see that joke on Facebook? I think it was where there's a guy and a husband, and I'm stealing it. I didn't make this up, so I saw it on Facebook, where the girl says, I think the wife says, will you love me when I'm 80? Will you still love me when I'm 80? And I think the guy says, Well, it depends on what you taste like. And the wife goes, well, what does an 80-year-old taste like? And the husband says, well, depends. I thought that
This
was
is the
funny.
only one
Why?
you put is in my office is the lights, right? Or the candles?
Yeah, all that stuff that's in there. R&R Walks. I'm saying, Kuya, Tim, good to see you. Everybody in the chat, hello. Sitting here listening, giving you a thumbs up. Henry says, I'm on really good meds. That's good, Henry. Diana says, Henry, I think you all need to be on meds. I think everybody ought to be on really good meds. Because, when you're not, you turn out to be a Karen and Darren, like we ran into at Walmart today. That Lorelai almost had a smackdown. Smack them down and teach them,
But they get back out.
Yeah, the guy ran away like the bitch boy that he is. I'm going to tell you a secret. Try gummy bears. I'm going to tell you a secret. The louder the guy is, the louder he speaks and yells and peacocks, the less of a threat he is. Just understand that. When you run into somebody and they're peacocking around and they're loud and screaming and throwing out cuss words, they're not a threat. Gummy bears, gummy heads, specific genre. When I was active duty, I had a commander come and work with me picking up trash in the parking lot. Yes. And today, Tim, you still remember that about that person, right? R&R Walk says hello from Tim. Thank you for saying hello to each other. You're right. Now I am. Yeah, right. Now I am. On drugs. Lorelai can hold her own. They enter and mess with her. Well, it started with me. There's a Karen in the middle of the aisle, and she didn't want to move out of the way. So I said, oh, so we're just going to stand in the middle of the aisle? And her husband thought he was going to get cocky, and it didn't work out so well for them. Better not mess with Lorelai. That's right. Better not mess with Lorelai.
She asked me if I'm with you, and I said yes. I said, okay, I'm going now.
Yeah.
He did not hear me.
What?
He did not hear me what I said.
Well, tell him.
Oh, you tell them.
Say it again.
Tell them that the guy is really mean to you. Then after I interrupt, he said, are you with this guy?
Yeah, so the guy was trying to peacock me, which wasn't going to, I was sitting down in my mobility scooter, so I immediately got up. Because one thing you never do in a situation is give position away. You never let anybody stand over you. And of course, once I walk upon him and come towards him, you can see in his eyes he's nervous. So he's peacocking. And then Lorelai is chiming in, defending, and doing what Lorelai does. And he asked, and Lorelai's giving him calmly a what for, and telling his crazy Karen wife that she needs to go on down the road too. And he's like, oh, so are you with him? And Lorelai says yes, and so he starts to wander off, and you can hear him yelling and screaming and going, down all through Walmart. And I said, well, just keep it walking, buddy. Keep it walking. Just keep it walking. Just keep it going.
They said, well, are you with this guy? He said, yes. And I said, okay, I will leave you alone.
The command never had a problem getting volunteers for projects. That's right. Right, Tim? And that's what I would do. Hey, eat. Dog with heart condition, sit back down. Hey. See our dog with the heart. Hey. Here. Explain to him what you're doing. Tell him, Daisy.
Oh, you're barking now. You stop now, Daisy. Oh, that's like 2 weeks, 2 months that she's not barking.
She hasn't barked in about 2 months. So she hasn't,
Halloween.
since Halloween, she hasn't barked or anything. And since Halloween, she's been so sick. Daisy,
You, bragger, little brat.
you want me to take your medicine away? Chill, Daisy, chill. Yeah. So she's feeling much better. That's all I can say. She's feeling much better now. But we're going to keep her on the drugs. Hope that it clears up the infection. It doesn't come back. And maybe she can live a few more years, even with the heart disease. Craig says, Daisy sensing the frog about to roll in. Watch out. Yes. Have you ever seen the movie The Fog? The one, I think from the 50s and the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. The one about the ship, the ghost ship that comes in and they come in and kill everybody and eat people or something. I don't know. Making up for lost time, Henry says, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. She hasn't had the energy to barely walk anywhere. She hasn't had the ability to function. And, somebody could be kicking in our door and she would be at death's door. But now, as soon as she hears a car drive by, it's like, oh my God, I miss this. I need to get out there and make up for lost time and yell and scream and shout and scream. So we're happy if this continues. We're going to be very happy if this continues because we truly thought that we would be putting her down at some point in time in the next month or so. So we're really happy that she's making up for time. But now we just got to keep her calm because I don't want her to have a heart attack with the heart disease or the heart failure. I don't want her to get too excited. So part of what we do is try to keep her calmed down is what we do. So, yeah, well, I don't know if we're going to have any fog here, Greg, but they're saying there's going to be blizzard conditions up north and, all of that good stuff. And we're not up north. We're in the southern. So we're going to not have any snow weather, I hope, and we're going to be doing good. So, it's exciting. It's exciting times for us. We're having a good week except for the Karen and Darren. Good news about Daisy, the new year's starting off. This weekend's going well. Lorelai's doing all the work to clean up the house from Christmas, putting all the decorations away. I'm just supervising because as I said before at the beginning of the live stream, if you're married and you don't know this, I want you to go and look up the term, the definition of a husband.
Something on this one?
Huh?
Did you put something?
No.
Oh, no, are you sure?
Oh, not this Christmas, the Christmas before. But go look up.
You see that one?
Yeah, it's soap.
You said you don't.
Yeah, Christmas before, not this Christmas. 2 years ago. I want you to go look up the definition of a husband. And in that definition, you're going to find that our job, it says husband, supervisor of wife. Yeah. Yeah. Let me get caught up here. Lincoln says, did you know I show speed? No, I do not know Show Speed. He's a YouTuber. I do not know him. No, I do not. You did a few weeks ago when the party was. Supervise? I did. It was my job. Pack, is the weather getting cold? It is. It's very cold. Maker of the rules. That's it, baby. It's 45 degrees, so it's not real cold yet. But we're getting ready to have an Arctic blast come out of Canada, down into Colorado, Illinois, Missouri, Iowa, Pennsylvania, and they're going to have blizzard-like conditions, maybe a foot or two of snow in different places, but it's supposed to just barely miss us. But next week, it's supposed to be in the teens where we're at in Arkansas. See, Craig knows what I'm talking about. It says also, maker of rules. There you go, buddy. I like that. I make the rules. I just got to get somebody to follow them.
That's why you're married.
Well, Tim, technically my couch is really comfortable. We always buy big sectionals, and because we like to lay on the couch and watch TV. But Tim says, supervisor of wife, your couch must be comfortable. It is comfortable, but, Kentucky is going to get freezing rain and snow. That's correct. You guys might get a snowstorm or ice storm. Sorry, ice storm. It's supposed to literally just miss us. Maybe by 100 miles, 50 miles, 70 miles is what the latest forecast is showing. That it's just going to come across through Kansas City, maybe hit Springfield, and go on down and up from there. So I think where we're at, are safe from the bad weather. But it is supposed to get really cold, which is okay. It's okay. But every day that it's cold means we're one day closer to spring in America. That ice is going to miss us by 30 to 60 miles. Nice. And that's what you want. You want that to miss you. You know, in this part of the country, historically, we've had huge ice storms. Back in the 90s, we had an ice storm here that crippled northwest Arkansas. And what they started immediately doing was not only do we have a system where they cut the tree branches off the lines that are still hanging, but every new construction that started in the 2000s, all the utilities were underground. So we don't do power lines here anymore because we have too many trees. And they cut the trees like crazy here too.
Are we going to use this in a different location or no?
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. It's kind of Christmassy.
This one?
I don't know. It's not Christmassy?
You lost it. It's not.
All right, hang on. Here, you want to show them?
It's not.
Does this look like a Christmas decoration thingy? Or does it look like it could be used for other times?
Table runner.
It's a table runner, not a scarf? Tim says, my hometown in New York is getting hammered with lake effect snow again. Yes. And there's not a damn thing you can do about that. I mean, there's nothing you can do about weather at all, but if you live where you get lake effect snow, man, you guys are in big trouble. Storm is similar to the one that hit around the 2000s, similar setup. We had 18 inches of snow in that storm. Is that a substitute for snow? Are you two going to be celebrating Mardi Gras that's coming up? No, we're not going to celebrate Mardi Gras. We're not. One, you know, Mardi Gras, I know Mardi Gras started in Mobile, Alabama, but Mardi Gras always reminds me of New Orleans. And when it does, the first thing I think about New Orleans is how bad it smells. So we don't do Mardi Gras. We don't do it. We don't do that. Plus, we're old people. We don't do, this part of the country, there might be one or two bars that celebrate Mardi Gras, and try to drum up business for it and turn it into something. But it's never, it still isn't that popular here. It's just not that big of a deal. Mardi Gras is just not that big of a deal here. And you're only going to find maybe, 10% of the bars that won't even bother with it. Some of the nightclubs and bars, but a lot of places won't even bother. Some of the restaurants will try to do it, some depending on their theme and their food take, whether it's Creole or New Orleans style, Southern style, maybe we'll do a Fat Tuesday special, things like that. But this part of the country doesn't get too excited about Mardi Gras. But Lorelai and I personally, we don't get into it. Yeah, we've had some snow events over the years that have dropped feet of snow, up to 2 feet, 24 inches one year. So we've had some busies too. But they usually come late in spring. We usually get super heavy snows late spring. Yeah, Henry, so that's it's just not caught on here. Just not a big thing. Everybody tell Lorelai she's doing a good job. And if you guys need her to come to your house and take decorations down, let me know. Tim says, never went to Mardi Gras. And to be honest, I don't ever have any desire to go to it, to be honest. I've never went, hey, I should go to Mardi Gras. You know, I've never liked big crowds. And I don't like being around a bunch of drunk people. You know, so I've just never ever had the desire. The Mardi Gras thing's just not a big deal. I know a lot of people in the Philippines. What do you call it in the Philippines? Sinologue? Mm-hmm. So their version of that is kind of Sinologue in the Philippines. And I know a lot of people that have never gone to that. That's Filipino. Decorations coming down fast. You got that right. I got up this morning, Tim, and I thought somebody stole our Christmas tree.
And I worked last night.
Yeah, Lorelai was up late last night and taking all the stuff down while I was asleeping. But I did. I got up early, and I thought, wow, somebody's stuff. Yeah, Sinulog is in Cebu, correct, yes. But don't they have a similar festival on pretty much all the different islands?
They come to Cebu to compete.
Yeah, they come to Cebu to compete, yes, yes. But yeah, I got up this morning, I came out of here, came out of the bedroom, the tree was gone. I thought, man, somebody broke in and stole the Christmas tree.
I home at 12.
Yeah, well, Henry, HDN, well, if you move here, there's a huge parade for Mardi Gras. Yeah, I know the Gulf Coast, especially New Orleans and Mobile, where it originated, definitely celebrates Mardi Gras. So yeah, I get that. But it's just another thing that we would avoid. It's another weekend that we would find something else to do, you know. Not really nationwide. Tim says not really nationwide in his area. They don't do a lot of Sinulog festivals where he's at.
Well, it's not nationwide because it's a school and they go compete.
So it's from the schools?
Yeah, the schools of different. The one who's doing the participants are the students.
The students are the ones that come and do the dancing.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So on Cebu, Lorelai says that
He don't know, but it's come from a different.
says that the different school systems throughout the Philippines will bring teams to compete in Cebu
Yeah.
in the dance competition.
Because it's 100,000 before the price 150.
Oh, the prize was like 150,000 pesos.
Yeah.
So it was a competition
For the kids.
for the kids to come and dance at Sinulog in Cebu. So that's part of what was going on there. But man, they get a big turnout for that thing. And they've done that here where we live in America. They've actually tried to do many Sinulog festival, the Filipino communities. They never turn out very well. They never turn out very well when they try to do them here in America. Now maybe out in California or New York where they got a large population. Central Florida has a large population. But around here, we went to one here and it was, 100 people max. In Cebu, it can be 100,000 people they were saying at a time?
I don't know, but I mean, some of those are from Mindanao or they
Yeah.
also participate.
Yeah.
In the dance street also.
Yeah, they closed down the whole entire,
They're doing the dance. They're dancing on the street.
dancing in the streets.
Going to the arena. Like a parade dance.
Right, big parade dance throughout the streets of the downtown area. And I know where they shut off like whole entire downtown streets and everything, and they divert traffic and,
All the hotels there
yeah, are sold out.
are full.
Yeah, we got people sleeping on the streets, dancing in the streets.
Yeah, I said, ask his girlfriend, he knows.
Well, he knows, he's been there 12 years.
Yeah, but it's not really like, popular, but because it's happening in Cebu.
Well, Cebu is
But they go there to compete.
my wife says this, If you're not from Cebu, then you're not from the Philippines. No, just kidding. Cebu is like the cultura, entertainment capital of Cebu, of the world, of the Philippines. Right, Lorelai? Cebu is the best.
Queen of the South.
It's Queen of the South. Who's the Queen of the North?
I don't know.
There is no Queen of the North.
But we're in the South. Philippines is in the South.
What's the name of the place in Manila that's really nice? The good place in Manila. Tim, do you know the name of the place? Huh?
Makati?
Dennis, identify as a Karen, proud and stupid. Woohoo! And are you racist? Because if you're going to be a Karen, it helps if you're racist. What's the name of that area in Manila that has all the really nice condos and it's clean?
Makati.
Yeah, is it Makati?
What Dubai said? I don't know. And it's
Hey, Dennis. Tornado? Tornado?
Singapore, tiny Singapore, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
The tiny Singapore?
I don't know.
Tiny Singapore?
Chinese penises? No,
Tiny.
tiny Singapore. All right, I know. But Dennis wants to identify as a Karen. Thank you for being here, Dennis.
Hi,
18
Dennis.
says, hello, Dennis. Lorelai says, hello, Dennis. Hello, Dennis from Craig, Tim, BGC, Tim, okay. Hi, buys X-Arm Super Candy person, HDN. Alien Whisperer, Craig Pierce, CP. So we need to know the name of the high-end place in Manila where it's like the new Singapore. It has all the beautiful high-rise buildings. It's clean. It's safe. A lot of restaurants, shopping, condos are there. I just can't think of it right now. Makati. Lorelai's, Dennis says Makati. Is that right? All right, Makati. Shouting now, Dennis. Woohoo! Tim says, bona fide global city. That's right. Oh, BGC is a bona fide global city. Yes. It looks great. We got a friend that live streamed us from there, and it looked really cool. The green belt is there as well. Nice. Yes. The big white horse says, from his frozen tundra, enjoy the chat, everybody. Peace. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Dennis, we're having a good weekend. Lorelai's putting all the Christmas decorations away. Lorelai almost laid the smack down on a couple of Karens and Darrens, you know. So, we had a good weekend. Well, today's only Saturday, so. And I think you heard that our dog is doing good, Dennis. Diana says, you guys think you're so funny. Actually, you are. Gotta love it. ROFLMAO. That's not even a word, Diana. It's definitely not English, right? It's not Filipino or Tagalog or Visayan. Is it Chinese? I don't think it's Chinese. So I'm not really for sure what that is, Diana. Henry says, I'll be right back. Wow, so sister, hold on, getting wild in here. That's it. That's it. It's always wild. If you can't handle the wild, get out of the kitchen. Isn't that what they say? Or get out of the zoo. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you can't handle the wild, get out of the zoo. Because we're wild at the zoo.
I told them, remind them that it's not their private Walmart.
Walmart, yeah, Lorelai told the Karens and Darrens that this wasn't their private Walmart, you know, because they were acting like they owned the place, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You got that right, Diana. If you don't know, you don't know. And sadly, there's a lot of people that just don't know. And I mean, and sadly, Eddie's in the house. What's your favorite musical? I don't have a favorite musical. I don't.
Because I'm not a good singer.
I don't. No, he says musical.
That's what I'm saying, because you're not a good singer. That's why you don't like musicals.
No, I don't like musicals because I don't like boys. I like girls.
You don't know what to sing.
So I don't like musicals. Why would I like musicals? I like music, but not musicals. If you can't hang with the big dogs and stay off the porch, you got that right.
Tell them that
Grease.
no, that I think that they just get married a few years. Just married, the second marriage one.
Who?
Because that girl is so needy.
Who?
That with Karen and Darren.
Oh, the Karen and Darrens? Yeah, it could be.
Because she thinks that she'll be like, oh, I get my protected. That's been already.
Yeah.
Wait, but she said, well, he's the one who say that he's being rude to me.
I am being rude to the bitch. I was rude to the bitch.
You're not even run over. I'm gonna run you over if you don't shut up.
The Karens and Darren didn't like it because I was rude to the lady because the lady was inconsiderate cow. So,
he can
and
be excused to me. He can say a word look like, go get your child to say excuse.
So, Diana likes the movie Grease. Oh, is that a musical? All right. I didn't realize that was a musical. Henry says, I am back. Craig, Oliver, give me more. Oliver, give me more. Oliver, 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 Oliver Twist? Was that a musical? I thought that was a movie about poor kids. Whatever happened to Kiko? Oh, we haven't seen Kiko in a few weeks, probably 3 weeks. He was on a while back on one of the episodes. You weren't here, Dennis, but we talked to Kiko about 3 weeks ago. Less than that, right when his kid got home from college break. Yeah, his kid came home from break. The kids were in and out. So we talked to him right before the kid got there and then one time afterwards. So we talked to him here recently. Dennis, what about HTM's buy? Well, I think she's still doing her YouTube thing. So I don't know about buying him, but they're just, I don't know. She stops by once in a while, but she never stays for more than a second. Saw him on Tony's before he froze out, Dennis. Yes. Yes. Friday night, yeah. Tony does his Friday mornings my time, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Probably only you and him that was on the bus.
Yes, Dennis, you're right. CP, probably only you and him on the wheels on the bus go round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round. The difficulty with Tony is there's never anything new. And it's the same old, I'm going to beat the same dead horse over and 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 over. And nobody can have a differing opinion. So, but he was here but not Tony. But Kiko was here after his kid got home from college break, because they all went to dinner and stuff, and we were talking about how much laundry the kid brought home and stuff like that. HDN says, Dennis, she's at church, I think, but I am not for sure. Yeah, tonight is Saturday night in America, Sunday morning in the Philippines. Anthony does his live streams Friday night in the Philippines, which is Friday morning my time, right? Well, I'm not asking you. I'm just talking out loud. My wife thinks I'm always asking her. Dennis says, Tony talks about himself, about his favorite subjects. Tony 100, Tony 200, Tony 300. Oh, 11 a.m. here now. Okay, yeah, all right. Tony's a good guy. He really is a good person. He just, he's just Tony. But he's a good person. I think everybody are good people. I lie a lot, but that's okay, But he is a decent guy. He means well, I think. I think he just doesn't know any better. But I think he has a decent heart. R&R Walk says 13 hours ahead, Philippines in the States. That's correct.
She's on the west.
That's on the West Coast.
Yeah,
the East Coast.
We're in the central.
We're in the central, so it's only 11 for us.
14.
14 for us.
Oh my goodness.
Just fall in my ears. Yes, he's going to ask. Dennis says, is going to offer a class in Tonyism. I know, man. You got to feel so sorry sometimes. So church is just getting done. Okay. Well, but then they probably got to stay longer and eat food and hang out and gossip, because church is famous for the people that stay after, so they can all gossip about the people that didn't come to church. But yeah, master class in Tony is. Well, I need to offer a master class. I'm jealous now, Dennis. What can I offer a master class in? I want to be like Tony. You know, I want to have a master class.
I don't know, you irritate me.
Why did I irritate you? My wife said I irritated her. I think it was Dennis that irritated her bringing up Tony. No. But what I find it, and I find it humorous that they can enjoy such of a long conversation. That because I've told you guys the stories about these military guys that I know here, right? And every time I see them, they're having the exact same conversation that they had the last time I saw them, the last time I saw them, and the time before, the time before, and the time before.
You're just jealous
Jealous that they're having the exact same conversation?
that you cannot add their conversation.
No, it's the same damn
But you
one.
think they're cool.
I know, but it's the same stuff.
Leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Why don't you show them what you're eating?
No,
Lorelai got a fried banana from the Asian
I'm
store.
snacking.
And she won't give me one. But that's okay. I don't need to have a fried banana from the Asian store. Gee, no. I wouldn't enjoy a fried banana from the Asian store. But that's okay.
Well, I've been asking you all this. I'm telling you don't want it. You're a drama king.
Why? Because I don't like them.
You're a drama king.
I don't like them. I don't like them. I could teach a master class on how to be a master husband. How's that? I could teach a class on how to be the best husband in the world. What do you guys
The
think?
other fish is trying to bully the other fish.
Well, so maybe they're bored. Maybe the fish are bored. Lorelai's fish tank is over there. Her fish are trying to bully each other, I guess. I don't see any bullying going on.
You know, the other one is sick. That is pecamos or whatever.
Percosimus?
Yeah, trying to bully the other one.
Well, he's not bullying them. He's just telling them to get out of the way.
No, he's sucking them.
Well, because maybe they're good to eat. You never know. So,
He's gonna even clean all the algae there.
ooh, I like that. Craig says, master class doesn't teach, it commands. Outstanding. Outstanding. A master class on how to be a husband. Rule number 1. You're the husband. You're the master of the world. Master of the house.
Oh, yeah,
You know. Sometimes you got to get the women folk in line, people. Woo!
yeah.
Yeah, you got to get them women folk in line.
You're the one that needs to be in line.
I visited my military supervisor after 20 years. And we just talked like it was a long weekend, but didn't talk about military stuff. See, that's good. And look, and it's just these two guys, and Tony reminds me of this, is why I bring this up. But they're nice guys. They're really good guys. But they have the exact same, I hate the military, and here's why conversation every time they're together. The exact same stories about why they hate the military.
They're military.
You know, but they spent one of them spent 23 years, 27 years in the military, but I hate the military. Doesn't make sense. You can need class, you lost. If you need a class, you're lost. I totally disagree. I think if you need a class, then you're not lost. You're actually found because you're at where you're supposed to be. You're where you're supposed to be. Because when you need something and you have the ability to go get that,
Yes, you're growing.
yeah, it means you're growing. So you're not lost. You're actually found. You're actually found when you're at class.
When you're trying to learn,
I mean, that's just as
to
simple as it
become
is.
smarter,
Because smart people go to class.
they want to learn.
Dumb people stay home and smoke weed.
Yeah.
You know,
Smart
and
people always want to learn something.
yeah, smart people always want to learn. So when you know that you're lacking something and you're willing to go get that education, that knowledge, wherever it is, that actually means that you're found, not lost.
Even the chismis.
Even just cheesemas, gossip, because I like cheese. I would like to go to, I would like to go to a class about cheese. I would like to learn more about cheese, and I would like to go to one that gives out samples of cheese for you to try. That's what I would like to do. Yeah? Yeah. See, that's the type of class I need to go to. But you can't be lost if you're found. Woo! I'm disturbing my doggy. Somebody's petting my doggy over there. But I enjoy going. That's one thing I miss. I got to go to. When I was teaching, I got to have so much free education. It was unbelievable.
What?
I got to take free classes in any subject I wanted. I went to conferences. That's one of the biggest things I miss.
Hey, you want me to put all the lights in the tub? All lights in the tub?
Do I want what?
The lights
What about them?
in the tub?
In the tub?
Huh?
Yeah, if you got tubs. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Cheesemonger never would have thought. Tim says, cheese whiz, I prefer extra sharp cheddar cheese. Well, I love cheese, guys. I'm telling you. I love cheese. But I would like to learn more
You
about
love
it.
cheese more than your wife.
I guess Diana got mad at me for a comment I said. So, said it was too far that I said dumb people stay at home and get high. Well, that's okay, Diana. That's your opinion.
What you told me?
No, she didn't like the fact that I said dumb people stay at home and get high versus going out in the world and learning and growing. So she probably took offense to that, which is okay, Diana. You're welcome to take offense to anything I say. That's okay. You know, if the heat is too hot, get out of the kitchen. It's okay. If things sit too close to the home, I understand. But look, I'm an educated person. I believe in education.
A lot of people learning in the internet. They learn something.
Yeah. And sometimes you can get high and learn how to be stupid, not pay your bills. Cheese. We like cheese. So Diana's mad at us. That's all right, Diana. You'll either get over it or you won't. One of the two. But getting high for your pain is a different thing besides staying home and being stupid. There's a difference between pain management and being a stoner, Diana. And I hope you understand that. There's a big, big difference between pain management and being a pothead. You know what I mean? And nobody was referring to you, Diana. Nobody even knows that you take medical marijuana. Nobody knew that until you brought it up. But there's a huge difference in my book between being a stoner and being somebody who medicates. Big difference, big difference. I'm not dumb, but I prefer to stay home. Me too. I'm sure your bills are paid, Diana. Nobody said your bills were never paid, Diana. All right? Nobody's accusing you of not paying your bills. I don't know where you're going with all of that, but that's okay, Diana. Just relax. Take a deep breath. It'll all be good. I'm not dumb, but I prefer to stay home too, you know. And sometimes I prefer to be dumb. I mean, it would be nice. Look, one thing I learned years ago was sometimes the happiest people in the world are dumb people, without question. The uneducated, the simple-minded, the people that only want simple things in their lives are some of the happiest people in the world. If you don't act like there is, nobody knows, but you don't know exactly what was up. David. You don't act like there is what? Nobody knows, but you knew exactly what was up. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. But Diana, if you're offended, apologies, but I can't do anything about that. I don't know what to tell you. Nobody was accusing you to be a dopehead or not paying your bills or anything like that. You weren't even in the thought of any of that. So if you're offended by it, you're offended by it. I can't help that. But it wasn't intentional, but look, that's all I can say, Diana, you know. All right, Diana, we'll play stupid. What? 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 So, where were we? Back to master class. Stay home today because it was 41 Celsius outside. So 41, oh, Jesus Christ, that was hot as hell in Australia then. Man, 41 is like 105 degrees, right? We didn't stay home today because we had to go to Walmart and deal with Karens and Darrens. You know, they were probably potheads, you know. There, I'll offend more people. I'll offend everybody who's a pothead. If you're a pothead, I think you're a joke. You know, how's that? Would that help anybody? But we're going to get some cold weather here, Craig, so I don't, but 105, right? 80, 81, 82, 83 plus 7 plus, yeah, about 105 degrees. That's crazy. Hey, David, how's it going from Raleigh? Raleigh, how are you? How are things in your part of the world? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Apparently, I'm doing my best to offend people tonight, Raleigh. So thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. And I think you're down in Florida, right? So your weather's probably pretty decent, if I remember right. There's a lot of, if you've seen the weather, there's a lot of cold weather coming through. Going to be going to the north, going to be going to the east coast. What? But for us, we're doing pretty good, you know. Lorelai's been working all day to get the house de-decorated for Christmas. We had to go to Walmart and buy some more big tubs to put the Christmas decorations in and buy a few grocery items. And then tomorrow we're going to try to get, well, it's going to be too cold, but we need to work in the garage a little bit. It's all right down here. Also, happy late New Year's. Well, happy late New Year to you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. You got any big plans for your upcoming time for this next year? Any big plans? Anything like that, Riley, and down in the land of sunshine? Craig says she's mailing space for the cheese. That's right. My dogs like cheese. See, now they're eyeballing me because I said the word cheese a bunch of times. So my dogs are sitting next to me going, Raleigh says, well, my plans is to make it through another year. Oh, good, good. I think that's, I'm hoping, to be on a serious note, that the year 2025 is better for everybody because we got to admit, the year 2024 was sucky. The year 2023 was sucky. The year 2022 was sucky. You know, so hopefully these last few bad years are behind us and the country and we individually can benefit and move forward is what a lot of us are hoping. I've talked to a lot of people that have a lot of hope and optimism that the year 2025 is going to be a better year. And I know we hope it is. No chance, going to be worse, Craig says. Well, it may be. It may turn out to be worse. But we got to hope, Craig. We got to plan and go, yes, we want it to be better. We want it to be better, Craig. We want better, Craig. We want better. We're going to do better. We're going to put our best foot forward is what we're going to do. One way or the other. So, but I don't know. I mean, You know, I've told you guys over the time, we've spent about 12 grand in medical bills for our dogs alone. And for us, Craig, we're excited in the fact that Daisy, is doing better. And so for us, the year is starting off on a good note. We won't hopefully have to spend as much in medical bills for our dogs this year. That'll be a good thing. We hopefully won't have to bury her this year. That'll be a good thing. So whether the world ends or not, whether the world implodes, all that truly matters is our little world is starting off a little bit better. So at least the time that we are still in existence on this planet until the world implodes or explodes, depending on your point of view, it's starting off a little better. What? Lorelai's tired already? Lorelai's tired already, Craig. Don't hope, take action. Well, okay. What action can I take, Craig? Is there a piece of advice that we can give anybody for this next coming year, Craig? Riley, anybody still here hanging out with us? Thank you all for being here, by the way. Is there anything that you guys would recommend that we do for this coming year? You know? Exactly what they want everyone caught up in their own world. It is. But Craig, that's all we can do, right? I mean, it is, it's the plan to keep us all distracted with our own drama that we can't focus on the big picture. That is the plan. But that's what we have to do. And it is what it is. I don't know, I don't know how to affect the bigger plan. Even if we don't believe what any of they say or what they do, that we can see through the propaganda and the BS. We can see through the veil of smoke. What is it that we can actually do? What is it that we can actually do? That's my big question. What is it that we can do besides focus on the micro world versus the macro world? That is something that I look at and I think of. Keep some cash, power supply, gun, and food.
Yep, I got those.
We got those. We got guns. We got dogs in case we get really hungry.
Then I spend one of my cash to buy David presents.
That's it. Yeah.
Be safe, rely as much as possible short term for them.
Yeah, to be honest.
because you never know what happened.
No.
Look like I learned it in the Philippines when they have a big typhoon, and that's the time that the cash is not matter, right? It doesn't matter on that time.
Yeah.
Because you cannot buy anything.
Yeah, there's nothing to buy. Cash doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. Real. It's kind of joke, but it went to reality. Yeah.
What, Lily?
Right, Megan?
Yeah. But we always do all of those things. And the other thing that we have done, and we've had them for years, is we do have some survival food. So we're not doomsday preppers, like you would see on TV, guys. But we do have some, where are you going? We do have emergency food stock and supplies. Hang on, my dog needs a new seat. All right, you good? All right, you can come here now. Yeah, and I think we have to adapt to everything, and that's great advice for every year. We have to figure out how not to be so dependent on the government or agencies. We have to be self-reliant as much as we can, which is very, very hard for people to do. I always have a good supply of food and water in stock, yes. And it comes in handy in the Philippines because Lorelai did that right before Typhoon Odette. And if she hadn't have done that, we would have been in trouble with Typhoon Odette in the Philippines. I mean, we were in trouble anyway, but at least we had canned goods and juice, and Gatorade and water to drink. So it's important to have a stock up. But we have that. We have plenty of food in the pantry to probably last 2 weeks. And then, of course, we have some emergency ration food. We have enough, I would say, for the two of us for 6 months. Yeah, at least 6 months, if not more. Now, and the dogs would just eat our leftovers. And then if we got really hungry, we would just eat Daisy. Huh? What do you think?
That's not a good joke.
No, it's all right. Or we could eat Lorelei's fish. I'm grocery shopping once per month. All right. So you only grocery shop once a month in the Philippines? You're not going to the little sorry store or the other little market where you go and just get fresh goods? So are you really, or but your girlfriend's doing the daily stuff or the every other daily stuff, right? Because that's one of the good things about the Philippines is, if you go every day, you can get, fresh goods. My girlfriend doesn't live with me. Well, I know she doesn't live with you, Tim, but I thought she would bring you over stuff when she would come over. I thought you told me one time that she goes by the wet market or the Sari Starry or whatever and brings stuff with her. Maybe that was somebody else. I know Gary was telling me that that's kind of what they do a little bit. But, so if you're only going to, so are you going to like S&R once a month? And then loading up and coming home? Or is it S&R? Or is it Landers? Landers, maybe? Yeah, S&R? And Landry's or Landers, something like that. But yeah, we went all the time in the Philippines. Oh, there's Daisy. There's Daisy the dog. Daisy the dog. We go once a week here. If we can get away with it every other week, we would. But around here, we kind of got to go, once a week. I like my bananas too much. Because I always have a banana and some juice in the morning. Ah, that's what it was. All right, I knew there was something kind of like that. So, and that's nice of her, Tim. Bring you some Chicken Joy Chicken Joy from Jollibee. Maybe some Chow King, some Red Ribbon, some Mang Inasal. I don't like Mang Inasal.
You like their
Yeah, their halo-halo's good and the empanadas are good, but I don't like the chicken.
You don't like the chicken?
No. Tim says the girlfriend, in fact, is on the way to the mall now to go shopping. Nice. My girlfriend's in the kitchen stacking up Christmas decorations. Someday I'm going to make her a real woman and marry her. Oh, wait, I already did that. Subway today. Woo! Tim, I got to tell you, I love sub sandwiches. It's one of my favorite foods in the world. Sub sandwiches. Love them, love them, love them. I do prefer Jimmy John's over Subway, but Subway's number 2. But man, that's one of the first things I did when we got back from the Philippines is I found a place and got a real sandwich. What does he got? Santa Claus? Oh yeah, ladder. Sat on a ladder.
What's it called?
Sat on elves on a ladder.
The elves. Yeah.
Tree trimmers, elves. Pat's in the house. Good evening, Pat. How are you? Thank you for coming in. You getting ready for the blizzard? You getting ready for the winter to come your way? Because I think where you're at, you're going to be getting some bad weather. So, Tim, let me ask you, what sandwich, because now I'm hungry, what sandwich is she going to buy you at Subway? What sandwich is it? What's your go-to Subway sandwich? We are getting 12 inches of snow. Has it started to snow already, Pat, or are you waiting for the snow to come? I think you're still waiting, right? And you're predicted to get a foot of snow, which means you guys may get 2 feet of snow. Yes, okay, it started. All right, it has started. Nice. Korean food, 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, I like Korean food. I really like gimbap. I like Korean fried chicken, and I like the kimbap. But yeah, a nice Subway sandwich would be good. A meatball sandwich. I like the meatball sandwich. Yes, it's already snowing. All right.
Yeah, I like Filipino.
Huh?
Yeah, you like Filipino.
I like Filipina. My wife says. Should have a meatball or spicy Italian. See, I like the meatball subs. I do. But I want the bread to be toasted before they put the meatball and sauce on there. A lot of people stocked up on groceries. I was at the store earlier. Yes.
Yeah, because we got a bad storm.
Yeah, they got a foot of snow coming. So schools may shut down for a few days, which means the kids will need food to eat. And so that's usually what happens. Walmart and Sam's Club, nice. But a lot of people are more worried about what are they going to feed the kids the 2 or 3 days they may be off of the school. Oh my God, so we got to go and buy, 48 pounds of sugar, cereal and milk and bread so the kids have something to eat while school's closed. That's what people get excited about around here.
Started on Monday. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. You okay, Daisy?
Oh, I forgot. What is this?
Yeah, we went to Walmart today ourselves. We had to get some containers to pack Christmas stuff in. S&R or Landers. Yeah, Landers, that's what it was called. Yes. Yeah, we went to Landers a few times. It was nice. It's a nice looking store.
Sam's is still nicer.
Huh?
This is like a Sam's.
Sam's Club?
Yeah.
Lorelai says Sam's Clubs in America are nicer than Landers in the Philippines. I agree with that. Someday maybe we'll get a Costco's here. Pat says, I'm wearing 4 layers of shirts now, thicker layers underpants with jeans. Jesus, why? Are you outside? Why are you doing that? Are you outside?
Egg cookies, too, no?
Oh, yeah. Pat says, Tim says, I usually don't go to Landers, too far away. Quit. Well, I understand being cold nature, let me tell you. Because I'm cold natured too. Let me tell you, I hate being cold. Hey, you want to see something I bought the other day? You guys ever see this? I'm going to do a little video on this. This is a Taylor egg cooking sensor. So you boil this when you make boiled eggs, and it's supposed to turn colors to let you know what the egg is. So like if you want your egg to be soft boiled or medium boiled or hard boiled, it changes color the longer it cooks. And so it's supposed to be like a little timer thing to help you gauge how your eggs are. So I bought one the other day. I'm going to make a little video to see if it actually works. Pat says, what's that? Yeah, just, to help cook boiled eggs. It's not like you need it, but I just thought it looked really, really cool. I thought, wow, that's a really cool device. That's something to look at and see. That'd be something to check out. It's below 85 degrees. It's too cold for me. I'm with you there, man. Yeah, nice. But yeah, I'll make a little video to see if it actually works. So I'll cook one egg at soft, one at medium, and one at hard, and we'll crack them open and see. Won't we, Daisy? Yeah? Is that okay with you, Daisy? You seen those egg things that cook in yes, at McDonald's? Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? I remember back in the 80s and the 90s, my grandmother, who's old then, God love her. Amazon sells those egg rings. Yes, yeah. My grandmother was excited because she figured out she could cook eggs in the microwave. And they were so disgusting, it was unbelievable. And I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can still do it, but I don't like it. But you can take a bowl, you can take an egg and whisk it up, throw some bacon, salt and pepper, or cheese in there. You stick it in the microwave for like a minute or a minute and a half, and it cooks it into like a little fluffy omelet. But I never enjoyed, but my grandmother, man, when she learned she could do that with her microwave oven, it was like she had to tell the world. She had to tell the entire world, look what we can do with our microwave. Did you know this? Oh, would you like an egg? Here, I'm going to make it in the microwave oven. And they're like, yeah, but it kind of tastes like microwaved egg. So it doesn't taste never tasted too good. So, yeah, one of those round ringies, yes. You can also buy like a George Foreman skillet type thing that has the egg rings in it so that you can do that and put bacon and stuff on it. Pat says, my aunt cooked meatloaf in the oven, microwave, and it tasted nasty, I bet. I'm out of eggs now. Well, We bought eggs today. How much were they?
$7.
So we bought 18 eggs today. We paid almost $7 for 18 eggs. Yeah, meatloaf in the microwave would be nasty. That would be gross. That would be gross. $7 for 18 eggs.
33 cents.
I make meatloaf, but I do it in the oven. I do too. I do it. I do it in the oven. You can't. There's just certain things microwave ovens are really good for, and there's a lot of things that microwave ovens are not good for. Heating up a hot dog works pretty good. Cooking Spam, not so much. Making a hamburger patty, no. Heating up a hamburger patty that's pre-cooked, yeah. So there's a lot of things that it's good for, but there's a lot of things it's not. I don't think it's designed. Tim is spending in the Philippines $3 for 30 eggs. That's what we don't understand, Tim. We don't know, nobody knows here in America
Before it really cheap.
why eggs cost $7 for 18 eggs. Nobody seems to have an answer. Nobody has an answer why it costs so much for eggs. It's not like chickens are rare. It's not like they're not making the same amount of chickens. You know, because chicken's everywhere. Ew. Pat says, I had an aunt made biscotti with no sauce and it was nasty. That would be nasty. I mean, I've had buttered noodles before and stroganoffs and things like that, but yeah, that would be bad. I don't know. I had one of the worst things we ever had. This was back many thousands of years ago when my brother and I lived together. Our stepmother was a horrible cook, without question. And one year, Jamie made a bunch of chili to give to us, but she made chili with pork and beans. It was so nasty that the stray, hungry, dying dogs out in the street wouldn't eat it. Can you imagine that? Pork, chili meat, chili seasoning with pork and beans. Like, Van Camp's pork and beans. Me too, brother. Yes. Why are prices in general so high in the state? We don't know. We don't know, Tim. Nobody seems to have an answer. Huh?
Because of the Karen and Darren.
Because of the Karens and Darrens, Lorelei says. Why they're so high, the only thing I can say literally is because of corporate greed, and the government is not willing to do anything about it. That's the real reason. Corporate greed, and the government hasn't done anything about it because the people that run the government are getting paid by the corporations. It was horrible. So take chili meat and chili seasoning, and then take Van Camp's pork and beans and use that. It was the most disgusting thing there was. I mean it. We didn't know what it was. We got it home and tried something. Ugh. So we gave it to the local dogs that were strays. They wouldn't eat it. It sat out there for months, deteriorating out in the. I don't even think the poor dogs in the Philippines would have eaten it. It was so bad. So, yeah, Pat says, I remember when I was a kid growing up, you could buy canned goods for 30 cents. Yes. Now you probably can't find any canned goods for less than $1.98 in America. It seems like everything starts at the $1 to $2 range in America. It's just the way it is anymore. I mean, everything's just freaking crazy. Yeah, not anymore you can't, Pat, right? I mean, a cucumber, an avocado's $1. I mean, it seems like everything's $1 or better in America anymore. I pay 59 cents a pound for bananas, which is high, I think. The new generation wants high prices. Well, do you think they want high prices so that they can say, I need higher wages? Or do you think they just don't know any better? Because maybe their logic is, look, if everything costs more, then I earn more money. But don't they realize that if you have to earn more money to buy the food, then you're not making any more money? You don't have a net gain? It cost me about $17 to make a batch of chili. Woo! You mean they're in the Philippines? That's probably because some of the ingredients are hard to find in the Philippines. But, it's one thing that we've tried to explain to other people. Look, just because, we've had people that come to America to work that we've known, and they want to go and get the highest wage possible. So they go to work like in New York. Yeah, they get the biggest hourly wage there is, but their cost of living is so high that their net gain is smaller than if they went to go live and work in Dallas, Texas. Kidney beans are not easy to find in the Philippines. Okay. And I know good beef is not necessarily that easy to find either. And then, of course, having some good chili powder. But I'm a huge, huge chili fan. I don't like white chili, but I do like chili. I'm a big fan of chili. Chili and cornbread. I like kidney beans in the chili, and I actually don't mind corn in my chili. I like some corn in chili sometimes. And I like to see the vegetables. So the bell pepper and stuff and all of that. I like my chili to be kind of chunky, is what I like. So Wendy's has a good chili. It does. For being a restaurant or fast food chili, it's probably the best. It's better than Brahms. Brahms chili's no good for some reason. So of the two fast food joints I know that sells chili, Wendy's and Brahms are the only two, and Wendy's is by far the best. See, you should, Tim. See, we've inspired you tonight. In fact, maybe I should get some chili ingredients this week. Excellent. I think it'd be a good plan. Get some hot dogs and some buns and have you a chili dog. I love chili dogs. I mean, chili dogs are outstanding. I don't know about chili dogs and the red hot dogs, but chili dogs with a good ballpark frank is a nice treat. And I want, and what I prefer with my chili dogs is real chili. I know a lot of people make a chili especially for hot dogs. I like it to go ahead and have the beans and everything in it. I'm okay with that. Yeah, Tim, your chili is about the same as Wendy's chili? Yes. So then it's good chili. And I like my chili to be a little soupy because I want to put crackers or cornbread in it. So I want it to be loose enough that I could add cornbread or crackers and things to it is what I want. That's what I want to do. So, because that's what I like. So I don't want it so thick that it just goes, I need it to be more soupy. That's a good plan, Tim. Make yourself some chili in 100 degrees weather in the Philippines. But I like chili. Chili, 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 chili. I've been thinking about making empanadas, but stuffing them with chili, because I think that would be really good. You like thicker than soupy? Yeah. Well, by the time I get all my crackers in it, or all of my cornbread, it is nice and thick. Pat says, now this is new one. Add chili beans in Sloppy Joe makes chili dog. And my grandfather learned this from there. Oh, all right. I've never known that, Pat. Add chili beans in Sloppy Joe. It makes, yeah, all right. I could see it. I haven't had Sloppy Joes in forever. I could see it, you know. All right. One of these days, maybe I'll give that a try. Would have never thought of that, but I haven't had Sloppy Joes, God, in probably 10 or 15 years. I mean, I haven't had Sloppy Joes in years upon years. I have been craving some Spam lately, but I'm going to wait. Not going to buy any. The stuff that I like is at the Asian store, and it's too expensive. I don't want to spend that much money on it. But I like the Asian version of Spam versus the American version. Pat says, grandfather was in World War II, learned that he teach me how to make it nice. It was good. We'll give that a try. Definitely give it a try. All right, my friends, it's almost 10 o'clock here, so we've been on here for quite a while. So I think we're going to wrap this one up tonight. We're going to appreciate everybody coming up and giving us a thumbs up, shouting out. We even appreciate everybody who got mad at us tonight. That's okay too. I don't make sloppy joes, and I enjoy them from the VFW restaurant. Oh, well, that's nice that you have a way to get them. I mean, I used that. We used to have. Now, sloppy joe and manwich have two different flavor profiles. I like sloppy joes better than the manwich because I think the manwich has a more of a tomato base. It's more tomatoey, and I'm not a big super fan of that. So I prefer the sloppy joes. And the manwich is a little bit more, I don't know, like canned tomato, tasting like canned tomatoes to me. So I'm not a big fan of manwich, but well, everybody, we appreciate y'all. We hope everybody has a great tomorrow. I'm sure we'll be live tomorrow again. Maybe you guys will. Dennis is in the house. I like Karen Joe's. Well, Karen Joe's. Well, all right. How do you make those, Dennis? How would you make them? See everybody tomorrow, Pat says. How would you make them? Well, Dennis, did I do a good job making everybody mad tonight, apparently? So, Pat saying hello to Lorelei. That's her. Everybody say hello to Lorelei or bye to Lorelei. Say bye, Lorelei. Dennis, we appreciate you as always. We'll see who we can piss off tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's Sunday. Maybe I'll do a better job at it. Well, we appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for the thumbs up, the like, subscribing to the channel. And we're going to get off here, and I'm going to watch Lorelei do more work while I watch some TV. So take care.
Good night.
Good night. Say goodbye to my egg. So everybody say goodbye to my egg thingy. So see ya.